What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on Get Up, they're going to be talking about how the Jacksonville Jaguars just waived Leonard Fournette. So let's see what they have to say about that.
I would describe this as surprising. What can you tell us?
Yeah, it is surprising, especially when you consider how much talent Leonard Fournette has and the fact that he was a former number 4 overall pick. The news coming a day after the Yannick Ngakoue trade to the Vikings, the Jaguars are showing that they are moving on from talent, but they clearly think that they're comfortable with the running backs that they have in that room. Leonard
Yeah, I'd like to know how they came to that conclusion.
Fournette rushed for 1,000 yards twice in the 3 seasons that he was there, but clearly Jacksonville ready to move on and thinks that it's better. They tried to trade him and couldn't, so this is the best option for them at this point.
Yeah, so that's ridiculous. I don't know why the Jacksonville Jaguars will let Leonard Fournette get away from them. So let's take a quick look at his stats for 2019. So he ran the rock for 265 times. He ran for 1,152 yards. That's a career high. He ran for 3 touchdowns, and he averaged 4.4 yards a run, another career high. So I don't know why they would let Leonard Fournette get away from him because the guy's a baller. But let's continue.
I want to go to Booger here. Mike T, I'm coming to you in a minute on some other things, but Booger, that's an LSU guy. You're an LSU guy. I know you must know Leonard. And he came into the NFL about as hyped as any running back I can remember in a long time, and that's inclusive of Zeke Elliott and anybody. What is your reaction to this news this morning?
Well, Greeny's just shocked, and you're right. He came in with a lot of accolades, and he came in as kind of that power back, not really known much as a guy that could catch the ball in the backfield, but he worked on that. But this just screams of a bigger issue. There's something going on in that Jacksonville front office in between them and Leonard Fournette. Otherwise, why would you release Fournette at this point? I get it. I think Jacksonville's trying to move on. They're going to tank for Trevor, whatever you want to call it. They're getting rid of talent. Whether that's smart or not, I don't know. Mike Tannenbaum, you can comment.
Yeah, that's not smart.
On that, I just know in the National Football League, you have to have talent to win. And it seems like so long ago when the Jacksonville Jaguars had a lead in Foxborough against the Patriots. They had the number 1 defense in the National Football League, and they were doing that with Blake Bortles. They had a formula. Now, think about the irony of that, Greeny. Now, on this day, you release Leonard Fournette, a guy who you took over Deshaun Watson, who you took over Patrick Mahomes, and Jacksonville is still needing a quarterback. So I just think that Jacksonville front office needs to figure out exactly what they want to do and who they want to be, Greeny. But as an LSU Tiger, it's very, very shocking that a guy that's still a very productive running back in this league is now on the street.
Mike?
Yeah, again, it doesn't make any sense what they're doing. There definitely has to be something going on behind closed doors that we don't know about on why, they let Leonard Fournette get away from them. I understand if they want to tank for Trevor Lawrence, but at the same time, you don't have to get rid of Leonard Fournette. I mean, if you don't want him to help you to win, don't give him the rock. It's just that simple. But if you have a chance to get Trevor Lawrence, he's going to need some type of weapons, right? He's going to need a Leonard Fournette type runner. I mean, what are the chances you pick up Trevor Lawrence and then you've got rid of Leonard Fournette? You think you're going to get another player equal to Leonard Fournette or better? Because I don't think so. That doesn't make any type of sense. You're slowly building up your team. You have a master running back and Leonard Fournette. Then you have Trevor Lawrence, and then you can pick up a receiver. I mean, it doesn't make any type of sense what the Jacksonville Jaguars are doing. So I don't know.
What is your reaction to this, and in particular the idea that on consecutive days they send away Ngakoue and now Fournette?
I agree with Booger. It's really a sad day when you look at all the talent that has left that organization over the last couple of years, from Calais Campbell, Jalen Ramsey, Yannick Ngakoue yesterday, now Fournette. There's a lot of speculation in the league that Dabo Swinney, who has been on the short list of multiple head coaching searches, could be a coach that teams want to talk about. And this would really be the perfect storm, Greeny, and here's why. He's immensely popular in that area of the country. And if he could go with Trevor Lawrence from Clemson right down the road to Jacksonville with all those picks and all those that cap room, that's the ideal situation. And I know in talking to a number of NFL general managers, they see Dabo Swinney in the same mold of a Pete Carroll, a high-energy guy. Pete Carroll's been a head coach in both college and the pros. If Dabo Swinney, and that's a big if he was going to do it, This is the perfect situation because in light of moving on from Leonard Fournette now, they just don't have a lot of playmakers. They have DJ Shark, they have Laviska Shenault, who they took in the second round. But I think the bigger story coming out of this is if Sweeney would ever go, this is the perfect storm to do it with following this season.
That's a really interesting.
Excuse me. I mean, again, it doesn't make sense. Why would you get rid of Leonard Fournette? You want to build around a guy like that, and you don't know that you're going to get Trevor Lawrence. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense. No matter how you cut it, this looks like a bad deal. I don't care if they have something going on behind closed doors where they're plotting and scheming. Getting rid of a running back like Leonard Fournette is just ridiculous.
Thought. We'll see what develops, if anything, there. But Tim Hasselbeck, let me come back to you. If you're a player on that team and you have seen all these guys go out the door, we're 2 weeks from the season and on consecutive days, and Ngakoue is gone and Fournette and all the other names, what are you thinking in that locker room?
Yeah, you're ridiculously frustrated because, there's a good chance that you have the number one overall pick, which means you have a terrible season ahead of you. I would just say this. I think this kind of reeks of, maybe some type of conflict prior to the releasing of Leonard Fournette. And I say that when you look at the history of Fournette, in terms of, not off the field trouble, but whether it's unhappy with a contract situation or an injury situation, speaking out against the team, you trade away one of your best players, and now all of a sudden, it could lead to another conflict because it really doesn't make any sense, to Booger's point, to release Leonard Fournette right now. You were paying him the last year of his rookie deal. He's, obviously a more than capable back. And then you look at the rest of their roster at the running back position. Chris Thompson is a 5'8", 195-pound back. Other than Chris Thompson, they have about 200 yards of career rushing yards left on that roster. It makes zero sense whatsoever to let go of Leonard Fournette